Texting. Hey. Well, technical difficulties has taken on a new level here in the mid-sack. Welcome back, segment 2. Happy early New Year. Happy New Year, brother.
Well, Happy New Year to you.
And who's that? That's Maddie.
But the technical difficulties have taken us into New Year's Eve. It's officially New Year's Eve
day. So happy
2022, December 31st.
Early New Year. Early New Year to all of you out there.
Still just Happy New Year.
Still Happy New Year, whatever. Anyway, it's segment 2.
Again, we're not allowed to say, like, see you next year.
We're not?
No. Corny.
Oh, good Lord. All right. Well, all right. If you're corny, fine. Not allowed by law, different matter. Anyway.
No, I don't make laws.
The redoubtable one, Tom Izzo. The highly questionable one. Welcome back. Segment 2.
The redoubtable one.
RJ, the redoubtable Tom Izzo, the highly questionable RJ Migliaccio. IDD, hashtag IDDST. Check it out. That's I Don't Disagree Sports Talk. We are back.
IDD Saint.
That too. Yeah, that'll work. IDD Saint or ST, whatever you want to call it. Anyway,
Street.
When the hats and apparel comes out, you'll know. And that's going to happen, by the way. So segment 2, it is our New Year's special recap 2022. We're going to do our best of segment. But first, when we were off air and we were talking to Yoda and Joe Boo and everybody else, the bottom line, Tom, it started to at the end of the previous segment speak up about the Giants' perspective on Joe Judge. He had the displeasure of having to call this man his coach for what was it, 3? Did he even get to 3 years?
I think it was 3 years.
All right, 3 years of Joe Judge. And this is a Giants perspective. So for you Bill Belichick ball watchers who really still understand the significance of this screw-up, you need to listen to this man's impression of this head coach who came in and for 3 years pretty much destroyed. Pretty destroyed. So, Tom?
I mean, I don't know if he destroyed it. It's just on his way out, it was real bad.
Don't defend him.
On his way out, I remember last year, and I think we were watching this game together, or we were texting during it.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants had, like, I don't know, they were backed up to their own end zone. And I think this was, like, early in the game or third quarter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 3rd and 12, they were running a QB sneak just to get some, like, I mean, it was.
We were watching this.
We were just like,
we were in DJ's driveway.
God, they're just giving up.
We were in DJ's driveway. We both went, what the fuck, at the same time. Mm-hmm. And it was just, it looked like he had thrown in the towel. That's what it looked like. Just white flagged it. And we both, now I'm not even a Giants fan, but I was like, as a fan, that would fucking piss me off. If the Patriots did that and just waved away, oh man. You can lose, but don't give up. Don't give up in front of us. Your fans, don't do that.
So here's the other part that's tough, because I want to give you all this detail about Joe Judge, but the problem is, and the worst part about it,
is
I was indifferent to the Giants basically most of the time Judge was the coach, because they weren't really relevant. Which, you know what I'm saying?
Right there.
That's the worst thing you can be.
Proves how bad he was.
Yeah.
He kept them irrelevant.
Yeah, but it's hard for
in
me
that
to go,
town,
he made this bad decision. He did this, because it was like, it seemed like every year after a month and a half they were done.
If he kept them irrelevant, that just scratches the surface of all the bad decisions he made.
And still, there were a couple of times they could have went to the playoffs, but they were like 7-9 or something like that.
Yeah. So
they weren't good.
So for 3 years, Joe Judge continued to make his, because that's one of the proud franchises in the league historically. 4 Super Bowl titles, they're no joke. A lot of history with the New York Football. One of the oldest. A lot of history with the New York Football Giants. So they're one of the pillars, cornerstones, if you will, of the NFL. That franchise. And for them to be irrelevant for 3 straight years.
Yeah, after like week 5.
That's. that in that town,
and the only time you become relevant is because everybody stinks, and the winner of the division is going to go 7-9.
Yeah, that
wasn't good.
That's bad coaching, bad GMing. That's bad everything. So, and he was.
But I go back to Danny Jones's debut.
Yeah.
It took me back, because I remember watching that game and thinking, this guy's the future. I don't know if you remember.
Not the coach, the quarterback.
The quarterback.
Yeah. Yep.
He came in.
Mm-hmm.
Eli was playing.
Yep.
Played the first half. Was awful.
Okay.
Giants were down 3 scores.
Yeah.
Dimes starts the second half.
Yeah.
Leads them back against Tampa.
Yeah.
Scores the go-ahead touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
In the final 2 minutes on a QB draw right up the middle on 4th and 5.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, we have a quarterback. Now, there were still fumbles and things, but it's really weird that he's tailed off the way he has.
Until this year.
And you have to think it's so much about coaching.
Until this year.
Yeah.
Where now, you said to me off air, and I quote, I think I've come around on Danny Dimes.
Yes, I have.
Which I never fucking thought I'd hear him say that.
I have.
Which means it must be New Year's.
I think I would sign him.
I would say, and we were talking about this, and when you watch these, you'll hear this. We talked about how hard the reason I asked Ian, "How you doing, buddy? Happy New Year, miss you. Thank you for last week." What I asked Ian about was the how long it took the Miami Dolphins to replace Dan Marino, and how long San Francisco without Montana Young, and now it's been 20 years for them, and you can go on and on. There's a lot of teams like this where it's taken decades to replace a franchise quarterback. We didn't just have a franchise quarterback; we had the GOAT. Which we talk about the classic, the one-off, and this is when it ended for me with the Patriots dynasty. The second Tom Brady left, I knew it was over, and I've been saying it for 3 years, and I'm probably the first one that was saying it. Because nobody agreed with me 3 years ago. But now, baby, they're coming in waves. Okay? So, because I learned this, and to be fair, this is what history majors do. The curse, the Red Sox gave away Babe Ruth. That did not help them. Now, it turns on top of that, they were also racist pricks. Who was the last baseball team to sign an African-American ball player? You racist fucking pricks, rotten hell. And that's why they finally.
That was why they were cursed.
That's why it wasn't a curse. It was they were racist. But giving away Babe Ruth started this freaking cycle of doom, and it recovered.
Cycle of doom.
And I said that Tom Brady was going to be our Babe Ruth, and he proved it when he went out and won a Super Bowl.
Great Bambino.
Yeah, he went out. He proved it. He literally in the first year, in a COVID year of all years, at 40-3, basically does this to Bill Belichick, the supposed greatest coach or whatever, and crams it right up his keister. And then so much so, and then when he turned it, meaning win the Super Bowl, Bill had to come out, and so we wanted him to stay. Shit, he just got a better offer. No one with a brain between their ears bought that story, Bill. No one. Okay? Because Robert Kraft knows what happened. Robert Kraft was in the room. You weren't, Bill, because Tom Brady had enough of your bullshit. And went to Kraft unannounced to tell him he was done. He couldn't do this anymore. And if you think I'm wrong, I'll double down on that. Rob Gronkowski, unofficially retired, never turned in his papers. Why is that? He won't play for this asshole again either. Okay? That's 2. That's 2 Hall of Famers and the best at their position ever. Okay? But hey, what the fuck do they know? Yeah. So what are the guys in the room that dealt with this ass clown for 20 years? And what the fuck would they know? Us mere mortals, because, to all of us, Bill Belichick, we're all just mere mortals. It's his world, we're living in it. Fucking ridiculous. The condescending.
On to Cincinnati.
Yeah, on to Cincinnati. What was that fucking speech last week, Bill? What was that one, you fucking ass?
Thinking about Cincinnati.
Fucking ass hat. And then they come back against Cincinnati only to fumble on the fucking 6. Well, that's because your fucking running back is getting 5,000 carries because your fucking coordinator's a fucking moron. Okay? Matt Patricia, that idiot. So anyway, bottom line is.
Patricia.
Bottom line is.
Patty Matt.
Bottom line is Joe
Patty
Judge
Matt.
and Matt. You take Matt Patricia and say no, we're not done there. This is the whole, and then spin. Let's take Joe Judge for good measure and have him coach your offensive line. That's the spin, people. That's when you go, go!
Let's have him going into the season being one of your top options as play caller.
Oh my God!
Not that he is, but he's.
And you know what's funny? You know what's really funny about this, Tom? Here's the funny part. Every fucking football expert in America back in August questioned this move and said. And they couldn't give a prediction because no one knew. They all were like, this could go horribly wrong. And guess what? Every fucking one of them was right. Yet here we are in week 14, and there are still some ass clowns up there, you know who you are, Patrick, with Bailey Zappi jerseys blaming Mac fucking Jones for something he had no control over.
Macaroni Jones.
How is it? Mac Jones has nothing to do with the coaching decisions on this team. He is a yes/no employee. That's it.
No, sometimes he yells at Patricia.
Yeah, and he should.
He's vocal.
But by the way, how many weeks did it take him to finally snap? I mean, he lasted about 11 weeks. He finally had enough, and now he's openly waving them off on the
field. Prior to 11, they were actually playing decent ball.
They lost at home to the fucking Chicago Bears.
That was bad.
Okay.
But they had some good wins, too. Well,
name me the best. The best win on their resume right now is the Detroit Lions.
Well, the way they beat the Jets one of those times.
The Jets are behind the Patriots. So they've sunk. Now, the Jets can still get in because this whole fucking thing is exactly what we said it was going to be at the beginning. By the way, went back and I looked at our preseason predictions. He and I nailed it. We were right on 12 possible. Was it 12? Yeah, 12. No, more than that. I'm sorry. There were six divisions. So we hit on 4 of 6 division winners alone. We both missed on one, and then each one of us missed on
Which
another.
one? Do you remember?
We both missed on Indianapolis. That was what
we said Indy would
win.
win?
We both said Indy would win it. And you know why we said that? Because we didn't know that the offensive line was going to become they were in the top 5 in rushing last year.
Yeah, we didn't know
this whole thing was
couldn't run anymore.
He got hurt in week 2 or whatever it was. He was hurt out of the game.
We didn't know Matt Ryan was going to be this bad.
Well, he was this bad because he had no running game, and he had no. This is what happened in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Basically, he just moved, and there you go. Same situation. Now, again, we were going on the purposes. Well, Matt, he's going to have a running game because Taylor almost won MVP
Taylor,
last year.
How many yards did he have last year?
He was like second to Henry.
1,600.
Whatever. I think he led the league in rushing. He was 1 or 2 in the league last year. The bottom line is we thought he was going to win league MVP, and he had no running game in Atlanta. He had one tight end, a rookie tight end, and that was it. So anyway, the bottom line is that's where that went off the rails. But we all nailed the other one. And then he got, which one did you get right? You picked Kansas City in the West. That's going to be for.
Who'd you pick?
Philadelphia. You had Dallas.
No, but who'd you pick in the West?
I picked the Raiders.
Oh, that's right.
Because they were a playoff team and they added Devontae Adams, and I'm like, Matt, Josh can't fuck this up twice, can he? Oops.
Do you think that's McDaniels? I think Derek Carr's got to take some of that too.
Some of it is on the quarterback, but the reality of it is when you see there were games where Devontae Adams literally disappears, that's coaching. Because I remember when Tom Brady was in New England, he had a set of plays just for Wes Welker, just for Troy Brown, just for Rob. He had 5 or 6 plays just for Rob Gronkowski. Regardless of the situation, this is yours. Okay? He had him for Julian Edelman. He had him. So I know, and Joe Montana spoke of this with Jerry Rice. They had a set of plays just for Jerry Rice. In terms of we have to get him the fucking ball. Yeah. He's not getting the ball. How the fuck does Josh McDaniels not have a set of plays for Devontae fucking Adams?
Yeah.
Because I know the Minnesota Vikings have a set for fucking Jefferson. I know that the Niners have a set for Deebo Samuel. If you think about this, and yes, the Giants have a set for Saquon Barkley. I told you I never got to use him.
His entire offense is
everything's basically him but in an offense where you have other options, they have a set, but that's your number one weapon. You have a set of plays just for that dude.
Yeah.
To make sure we got to get this motherfucker the ball. Every offensive coordinator knows that. And now what these plays are, obviously, if they're in this defense, call this play for him.
Mm-hmm.
If they call this play, that's what it's predicated on. But they have like at least 5 or 6 for that stud. Whoever it is, it's not a quarterback. Okay? So the fact that Devontae Adams disappeared for 5 or 6 games this year, by the way, they lost every damn one of them. That's the coach. That's not on David Carr. That's on the fucking coach. Some of those picks, Derek Carr, whatever.
But dude,
some of those picks are his fault, without a doubt.
That's what I was thinking.
He's not innocent here.
What was the primetime game? It might have been the one they lost to the Rams. They lost to Baker, didn't they?
Baker came back on him.
Right, and wasn't it the game where they were kind of dominating first half, and at the very end of the first half, Carr threw a pick in the end zone, and it changed the game.
It might have been
a bad pick.
It might have been the Rams. It might have been. But the bottom line is last year he was a Pro Bowler, and they went into the playoffs in one of the worst coaching situations I've ever seen in history. And he was the one that galvanized the locker room. They just gave him a 3-year, $125 million contract, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
And they were able to get Devontae Adams because of him. So...
Yeah, and I saw a post where after they said, Derek Carr's left the team or whatever, Devontae Adams had a post saying,
bad.
This is the guy this is the reason I'm a Raider.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they got a problem. And the problem is Josh McDaniels.
You think so?
Listen, if they were getting Devontae Adams the ball as much as they should have been, I guarantee you their record is 9-6, not 6.
And you think that's on Josh?
He calls all the plays. It's his offense.
Yeah, but he can't make the throw.
I don't know that he called the play. Because the reality is he disappears I have him in fantasy football. I can show you the games where it seemed like he wasn't even part of the game plan. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? You have the best receiver in football. Right. How is he not part of every fucking game plan? How are you not dictating with him to set up all your counter moves like any good fucking coordinator would do?
There's not too many coverages that would make me go, yeah, don't throw it to Devontae.
Well, he wasn't even targeted. One game he was targeted 5 times.
And look,
how is he targeted 5 times?
Look.
And when that's his boy. You can tell me that Derek Carr intentionally untargeted or not targeted him?
No,
I don't believe that for a second.
I'm not talking intentional.
Well, he didn't do it.
Maybe he just like, I don't know. You're right. That is weird.
That's fucking beyond weird. And no one's going to tell me Derek Carr looked off Devontae Adams ever. Ever.
But wouldn't you look at if your coach kept calling some bullshit, wouldn't you go, let's audible.
If you're well, this is the thing. It's his first year in the offense now. He doesn't know it the way he should know it yet. So maybe he doesn't know that yet because it's the first time he's seen this offense. It takes a while. But this is where Josh McDaniels has to say, look,
is Josh calling the plays out there?
Josh calls the plays.
So he's the coach and the coordinator.
Yes, he calls the plays. Yeah. So how are you? And Josh McDaniels, if he was any good, would have audibled out of shit or told him get the fucking ball to Devontae. If he was half the fucking, we're going to use him as a decoy. Are you fucking kidding me? That's beyond dumb. We're going to decoy the best fucking. Fuck you. You're an idiot. And by the way, you're beyond arrogant. You're a fucking moron. Even at some point, Bill Belichick had to fucking put his arms up and go get Randy Moss and bite the bullet because he was wrong. Because he let Deion Branch go and they lost Super Bowl because he wouldn't pay him. And that cost them the 06 Super Bowl because if he was on that team, they beat the fucking Colts and they win the fucking Super Bowl. They lost to him 38-34 in the AFC Championship game. And if Deion Branch is on that roster, they pistol whip the Colts because they did for 3 fucking straight years with him. And fucking dickhead fucking Belichick, I'm not going to pay him.
That was surprising when the Colts beat y'all.
Yeah, because our number one receiver was in fucking Seattle because dickhead Belichick wouldn't pay him. And then he fucking kumbaya. He was like, he admitted it. He went and got Randy Moss. That's saying I fucked up.
Randy never got a chance to win, though.
Randy got a chance to win because fucking Tom Brady was playing on one leg. Next year, Tom Brady got hurt and missed the whole season.
So, that's when Castle was in there?
Yep.
So was Moss there with Castle, or did he leave?
No, it was there.
He was there. How did he do?
He had 1,300 yards and like 10 touchdowns.
With Castle?
Castle only threw 21 touchdowns all year. Brady threw 50 the year before that offense.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I laughed when people said, oh, same production, same result. No. One guy was 16-0 and a glued helmet from 19-0. Threw 50 touchdowns, 5,000, all NFL records at the time. 8 picks. Then the guy who backs him up throws for 2,000 yards less, 29 touchdowns less, and 2 more picks. And you're telling me the same fucking, what the fuck? Take your head. This is what I fucking can't stand about people. You're just fucking stupid, some of you. You're just fucking stupid. That's just simple fucking math. Okay? If you pass 5th grade math, you can figure out what I just said. Okay? That's how monumentally fucking stubborn and stupid some people are.
See, here's what I used to hate, though. After the Giants beat the Patriots, when y'all were 18-0.
Yeah.
And, it really pissed me off because everybody's like, oh, well, that Patriots team wasn't that good. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
They were the best team ever.
Oh, but yeah, towards the end of the year, they started winning close games. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, hard it is.
It's the best offensive team
in history. Still is.
Yeah,
it still is.
And it always used to piss me off because I was, proud of the Giants for beating them, and people would always be like, well, yeah, I mean, they weren't playing good. I'm like, dude, that was a great team.
1, the Giants were good. 2, Tom Brady was on one leg.
Yeah.
There's 2 factors here. The Giants had what people don't realize. The Giants had the Giants. If the guy can't move, a guy can't move.
I know.
Okay?
I think it's big.
And I can show you a videotape of 10 years before when in the Super Bowl against the Carolina Panthers, who had a similar front four. They didn't get 1 fucking sack because the whole game plan they rolled Brady out and they couldn't get to him. Because I guarantee you that would have been the game plan if he could have moved, but he couldn't. He was a sitting duck. And the bottom line is, and on top of that, the Giants had the best front four in football, and you can't dismiss that.
That D line was going to disrupt either way.
Either way.
Yeah,
they were. They were no problem either way.
Maybe it wouldn't have been. I mean, they kind of dominated that game. They were
the first game a month earlier on your field. Brady threw for 5 touchdowns and 3-5 on 2 good legs. Right. It's right there. Look, this ain't 5th grade math.
But here's the other part of that. Mm-hmm. The Giants D played its best in the playoffs.
I know, but it was the same personnel.
No, I know. But
I mean,
when I tell you, there were games that team played like dog shit. Eli had a game against the Vikings on the back half of that season where he threw 3 pick sixes.
There were games where the 16-0 Patriots played like dog shit. They found a way to win them.
Won.
Yeah, they found a way to win them because that's how good they were.
Giants did not win the game. Where
I'm trying to back your point about how good the Patriots were.
Yeah,
Even when they had their D game, they could still beat you that team.
Yeah.
I've never seen another team's D game win a game. I saw the Pats do it 3 or 4 times that year because they should have lost to Baltimore. They reeked that one out. They should have lost to Philly. There was a couple games that they should have lost. Okay.
Did Gronk not play in that first game?
Gronk wasn't on that team. Gronk wasn't drafted yet. That was 3 years before Gronk.
Who was it?
It was Randy Moss, Wes Welker, Dante Stallworth, and Dante the burner on from Philly, and then what's his name there? The possession receiver. What was his name?
Who?
He came from Florida. He was a Florida receiver. Tall kid. He was the 4th one. It's not Galloway. It's something else. I forget his name. But I'll figure it out later. But he had 4 weapons, and then he had 2. He had Corey Dillon and Lawrence Moore. He had 2 stud running backs.
Oh, Maroney was on
that team.
Who was the tight end?
They weren't very good. They were
just like a number.
They were okay. I don't remember their names. They weren't very. It was the 4 receivers.
That D was legit.
They still had Kevin Falk on the 3rd down back, and I'll tell you now. And here's the thing: nobody had ever seen Wes Welker in this role before. Yeah. People talk about Randy Moss, but here's the thing: they had a 4-3 guy on the other side, Dante Stallworth, so you couldn't even double Moss. And then they had Welker. Welker was killing everyone because no one knew what to. He basically replaced Troy. Quick. He replaced Troy Brown. Now it's like Troy Brown without Randy Moss versus with Randy Moss. Yeah. And Welker had 6 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
But this is what I didn't understand about that Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
The one drive in the 4th quarter where they finally looked like the Patriots and they picked the Giants apart was when they did the short passing game.
Well, they also
with Moss.
This goes back to my point about a set of plays for that guy. That was that drive because they moved Randy Moss all over the fucking place. He was never. And to your point, it's a check with me. If Randy lines up and the guy is 10 yards off, it's a bubble screen. Yeah. If Randy comes up and it's a pump fake and go. They literally had 5 or 6 plays.
When they did crossing routes, they just walked through the Giants' defense.
Yeah,
because the only thing that I thought hurt them is when they said, we have Randy Moss, we have to throw deep. Because that allowed the D-line to get to him. On the last drive of the game, when they were down 3.
It was short to Randy Moss.
Not the last drive of the game. Not after the Giants took the lead.
No, I'm saying when the Patriots went up. No, 17-14. Yeah, then it was down the field because they didn't have time.
They did, though. They had time. All they needed was a field goal.
They needed
to tie the game.
They had 50 seconds.
They could have tied the game. They didn't have to throw 50-yard bombs to Moss.
I'm not saying they should have.
They threw twice like that to him.
Well, they thought
on that final drive.
Well, the one that Brady just overthrew him. I was talking about overthrow Randy Moss before.
I know, but you're leaving yourself vulnerable to the rush there.
Yeah.
When you could just pick them apart.
He had been sacked 5 times in that game already before that drive. So the Giants were getting to him with 4, and he couldn't move. The game plan.
I felt like, man, you should have just had Welker for a couple 15-yard gains and spike the ball.
Well, if they're keying on him, and you got to use somebody else. And again, this is where I don't remember the play calling on that drive. I do remember them going twice to Moss when I didn't think they should have.
Yeah, it was just kind of
first one I did. The second one they had no choice because they put themselves in that position at that point.
Yeah, then the time was down.
The time was down. They had no choice. But the first one I didn't agree with. I agree with you on that. Yeah. So anyway, the bottom line is, but that drive where they scored and took the lead, where he threw the touchdown to Moss. They moved. This is the thing. They moved Moss around on that. This was the set. Here's the Randy set.
Here's what I found.
Here's what we found. Here's the Randy set.
Even the touchdown was a little.
So that was the Randy set. And Jerry Rice had a set, and Devontae Adams does not have a set because there's no way a guy with that talent disappears for 5 games. Yeah. Maybe I could see 1. Maybe 1. 5?
Well, sometimes you get shut down. They just say you're not throwing over here.
Yeah, that's 1. Because then what they do is they adjust to that and they move them around.
And my thing is when you have Renfro and you have Waller and you have Josh Jacobs,
they have weapons.
There's no way a defense should be able to say Devontae Adams won't touch the ball.
That's the point.
There's no way.
That's the point. This guy not only didn't understand when he wasn't even using his best weapon, and he had no idea or didn't have a script to get him the ball. Yeah, that's coaching. That's the thing. And Derek Carr is probably confused because he's like, do I say fuck this guy? What do I do? Because this is a new coach. He doesn't know where he can and can't go with this guy yet.
You got to fight that though as the quarterback.
Maybe he tried to.
What'd you say his salary was?
He had just signed a 3-year, $125 million deal.
I mean,
But it's not all guaranteed.
of course.
It's not guaranteed.
But when my salary says $125 million, I should be able to walk in and go, you know what? We've tried this for 2 games. You need to this is bullshit.
Maybe I don't know if
Right?
that
Like a
happened or
quarterback's
not.
got to.
There's every chance that happened, and Josh
Sure,
McDaniel
that's
said,
true.
"You need to shut up and get out of my
Right, yeah.
office,"
No, you're right.
because it doesn't mean he didn't try. I don't know what happened,
and
we'll never know. But
maybe
the bottom line,
I'm overselling that because Josh McDaniels has won a lot of Super Bowls.
yeah, Tom Brady was his quarterback.
I know, but
That's not fair.
But no, I'm not saying. I'm saying as Derek Carr, you might be like,
saying-
this guy knows what he's doing.
I'm saying, yeah,
Like,
Maybe he didn't
didn't
know the
wanna
question
say
because
that, yeah.
because Tom Brady was famous for going to air. He's spreading the ball around.
Yeah.
And to Josh McDaniel's point, you have a lot of weapons. You don't have to just force feed him. But there are times in a game where you got to get that motherfucker the ball.
Because he'll catch that.
He'll
shit.
catch it and he'll move the chains and he'll give you a chance to win. And you've got to have a set of plays to get him open. When the defense, and believe me,
Open like 7-11.
Listen, there were plays where the Patriots lined up Randy Moss in the backfield as like a wing T.
That wasn't a lot.
No, but they had. That tells you they had a set of plays for him.
Yeah.
If he wasn't getting the ball, they're like, fuck no, you're getting the ball, okay? And they would.
Dude, sometimes I would get nervous when he got hit because he looked thin out
Yeah,
there.
but it was hard to hit him
I
because he was
know.
so fucking
He never
fast.
he never got hit like, you know how like Gronk gets hit.
Gronk is all right. Gronk is
Every
a different
time
animal.
he gets tackled, it looks like he ran into a concrete wall.
You know why though?
Because he's so huge.
No, but he's also not nearly as fast.
That's true too.
Gronk has to go through you because he can't outrun you a lot of times.
But yeah, it's
Randy Moss could outrun you
Oh, my
from
God.
literally.
Yeah.
I mean,
He was fast as
he was
hell.
beyond fast. He was like a 4.31. He was almost a 4.2, and he was 6'4", and he could jump. You should see his basketball highlight tape with Jay Williams. They played high school.
I've seen him
Yeah,
play
all the
hoop.
dunks, the offs.
He
This
couldn't
dude,
hoop off
yeah,
the back
he was
of
6'4" and could jump. Okay, and I'm telling you right now, when you're a receiver and you can leap and you're fast. And of course, he had great hands. He was a fucking basketball player. Duh. Okay, so the point is, he was a freak of nature. So I mean,
Okay, speaking of that,
yes,
I see this clip on TikTok the other day,
yes,
and it's remember the time when Jameis Winston stole home while Carlos Correa was batting against Max Fried. It was a high school game, or maybe it was a college game.
really.
Jameis Winston.
That must have been a hell of a
stole home.
Really?
Carlos Correa was at the plate hitting.
Holy shit.
And Max Fried, the Braves ace, was pitching.
Wow.
Interesting, right?
That's pretty awesome.
Might have been college.
Well, I mean, could have been high school. You never know. I mean, you never know. But I'd have to. Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty. You imagine people. There are people that were at the field that day. Going, "Where the fucking day that talking public?" I'm serious, and they should, talk
Speaking
about
of
that.
Carlos Correa, can we talk a little Mets?
Absolutely, it's a freeform Friday.
I mean, no, it's
Exactly.
a freestyle Friday.
All right, it's a freestyle for him. It's a freeform for me because he can't say freeform Friday.
Come on, freestyle.
We can do freestyle. I'm versatile. I can do freestyle or freeform. I can do
Ooh,
both.
You almost freestyled.
I did, but I freeformed. Hey,
Freeformed. Sounds like Jello.
don't knock the Jello, man.
Jello's overrated. No,
No,
Jello's
it's not.
Jello's perfectly rated.
It is perfectly right.
Nobody loves Jello.
But they like it a lot. Especially
Does anybody like
Especially with
Jello a
alcohol.
lot?
when you're a kid, you love it. Boy,
Maybe
you-
you're right.
I think
Lime
it's-
Jello?
Lime Jello with the
When you're sick?
with the whipped cream.
You know when
on
you're
top?
sick? When you were
Yes.
sick, did your mom ever make you Jello?
Yes.
Lime Jello.
Lime Jello, spectacular.
It
Just saying.
was.
Anyway, so yeah.
But then as they started putting it in the cups, it lost
Well,
its
you don't
luster.
want because you know what? It's got to come out of the bowl, so it has no form. So it's
Right.
and you put it in a bowl. But if you
Right.
take it out of it's got that
You know the
form.
plastic cup?
Yeah, that can lower. Yeah, I
It
don't like that.
loses its luster.
It's got to come out and be dumped and
It's got to be cold right from the fridge.
Yes.
And
Yeah, you take it on scoops and you drop it. Bloom. And
We used to make it in this like old ass metal bowl. I always remember.
Yeah, it was a metal bowl because it came right off. And we got a metal. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, we do this now with our kids. I'm telling you, this is
We don't make Jello much for our kids. I can't remember. the
Becky
last
probably
time I
makes it.
made
I'd say
Jell-O.
once or twice a month.
Jello?
Yeah, like a little bowl of Jello.
I gotta ask her that.
She does. It's like once or twice.
Once
a
or
month.
twice a month, she makes a bowl of Jello.
Yeah, I think
for
last
kids.
month she didn't because it was Christmas and there was so much shit in the fucking house.
Okay, I
She
can
didn't
see
bother, but
I
I
see a
think
Christmas Jello. Oh, she didn't do it.
No, she didn't because there was. Dude, do you know how much fucking food was coming in and out of this house?
There a lot of food coming in.
A lot of candy. You thought Halloween was bad. They got these
know.
big, and they dress it up with the bow, but there's like 25 chocolates in this fucking thing. You're like, what the hell is that?
bad.
It's crazy, and you're gonna eat it because it's fucking.
I need to turn over a new leaf.
Yeah, well, it's the New Year's time. It's time for that resolution.
That's right.
I lied to myself again.
Oh no, I don't know. I need to be honest with myself
I do too.
and change.
Hence the
Seriously.
colonoscopy.
Yeah. I mean, my God, I'm gonna kill myself doing
Yeah,
this.
you got to be careful. Moderation is key. As as-
what the fuck is moderation? That's what
well, for me, it means you drink once a week, not 3 or 4. So you pick your night. And in terms of red meat, maybe it's once a week, not 4. So it can burger, steak, burger, sub. Like that's how I used to fucking eat. And I'm sure you did too. Burger, steak, sub. And the sub was a steak sub.
right now, I'm in a stretch where
And then you have like red meat for lunch. You have salad. You have the processed meat, which is the worst thing fucking for you.
right now
but it
I'm in a
tastes so
stretch
fucking
where
good.
I just eat all day. That's bad.
That's bad.
It's just like constant grazing the entire day, and
It's tough when you work from home. That's the one drawback.
yeah.
to working
And
from home.
I stopped smoking cigs,
Yeah.
so it's just
Yeah.
one vice for another vice.
Yep.
But I hate it because it's like, all right, I quit smoking, gained 30 pounds. Now I feel more unhealthy than I was when I was smoking cigs.
But you can lose this.
I know.
because you've done it before.
But I did. But I lost 60
And then put 30
while
back.
smoking.
Yeah, but you're trading one poison for another.
I
What
know.
you're
That's
doing.
my thing. It's like
You can't do
I think
that.
I'd rather be smoking in 260 than not smoking in 3 bills.
I think you can do it without smoking because you did for a time. So I know you can do it. This is
No.
just a,
No, I lost that 60 smoking. No, I have lost weight in the past without smoking.
I'm just saying, but have you done it on this system though? No. So you did it with the smoking. So it was a double. But the point is, you're not walking as much because the weather's shitty.
Yeah.
That's part of it too. So you get bored, and it's called boredom eating. We talked about this boredom eating. I'm as guilty of it as he is.
Bored eating, emotional eating.
Yeah, it's all kinds of eating. Depressed.
I'm a very emotional
Women Patriots are breaking your heart eating. Bill Belichick.
I'm not even
needs to-
kidding. If the Mets or Giants lose, I will stuff my face for some.
I've done it. Guilty.
I mean, it's embarrassing, but
Guilty.
it's true.
Who goes for the Reese's Pieces? Remember when? Was there ever Friendlies down here? Friendlies?
Oh.
The
We've talked about the Super Sundae with the 5 scoops of peanut butter sauce.
the rest of the Reese's. I love with the chocolate chip ice cream and just drowning the peanut butter sauce.
Oh, I would get 5 different scoops of ice cream.
Oh,
5
would
different
you?
flavors.
I just love. Oh, that's nothing wrong with that. I'm saying I just love the chocolate chip with it.
It was
the
a little
chocolate
weird,
chip was
though.
enough. But with the Reese's Pieces too in there, and then you put the peanut butter.
yeah.
It was unfucking believable.
Dude, straight up.
Whenever I had a bad day, that's where I fucking went to
To me,
Friendlies.
vanilla and coffee.
Yeah.
Vanilla and coffee with the peanut butter syrup and the Reese's Pieces.
No, that's good too.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I'm not
But I
saying
used to
no.
get a scoop of pistachio. I would get a scoop of, I don't know what the hell else I would get.
But for me, now
Butter brickle.
Me, I have a limitation
pecan.
on chocolate. So
have
between
a what?
a limitation on how much chocolate I can have in a dessert. At some point, there's just too much. For
I
me.
don't love chocolate.
But I'm saying, for me, the Reese's Pieces Sundae, I figured I had chocolate chip ice cream. I had the Reese's Pieces, which are half chocolate. So that's enough. And then you mix it with
Reese's
the peanut
Pieces
butter.
are half chocolate.
They are.
Or
There's
even
chocolate
just
in.
the coating.
The coating is there's chocolate and peanut butter. That's the whole thing. It's chocolate.
The peanut
butter.
butter's on the inside.
On the inside, the chocolate's around it.
Okay.
That's the Reese's. Yeah, like the cup. Yeah, that's what. So to
I
me,
think I realized that.
yeah, you've had a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Reese's Pieces.
We are. It's the same thing. It's just there's chocolate on the outside and peanut butter in the middle. It's still the same. There's just small little tablets of it.
Really?
Yeah. What do you think that coating is?
I don't know. Candy?
Oh, it's chocolate.
Let's see.
There's chocolate in there. In fact, it might be the coating, the chocolate, and then the peanut butter. I believe. I believe
you might
it's,
be right
I believe
about
it's
that.
that, which that makes sense because of the crunch factor. But I think it's
Reese's Pieces are peanut butter candy manufactured by the Hershey's Company.
Mm-hmm.
They're oblate spheroid in shape, covered in candy shells
Yeah.
that are colored yellow or orange or brown. See, so it is a candy shell with peanut butter in the middle.
There's no chocolate in there at all.
No.
Oh well. Anyway,
Not a Reese's peanut butter cup. Yes.
that's the chocolate. Yeah.
But
So
Reese's Pieces.
what
is not.
I can only have so much chocolate in a dessert before there's too much. So for me, that was perfect with the peanut butter sauce and that candy and the chocolate chip. It was a match made in heaven. It was it was succulent. It was everything. And whenever I had a bad day, if I could get my hands on a Reese's Pieces Sundae, yep, all day every day,
The
all day,
best.
all day every day. So to your point, you're not alone on this because trust me, I bet everybody watching this could pick at a desserts That go-to one when you're not a good. You know what that is? The go-to or the go-to snack, if you will. You know, maybe for somebody it's nachos, they throw them in there, or maybe it's wings, or maybe it's fucking those Cape Cod potatoes, which I used to also love.
That's your thing.
Yeah, the Cape Cod potatoes were just spectacular. I'm a chip guy. Who doesn't love potato chips? Come on, admit it. You all love them.
I don't love potato chips.
The one fucking person on earth.
No, I don't.
Why don't you love them?
No, dude, I will stuff them in my face.
Yes, like
But
everybody
like,
else.
when
who
thinking
loves
of
them.
like a junk food, I don't go, oh my God, I need chips.
I didn't say it was your go-to.
Yeah, I know.
I'm saying everybody loves them.
You said everybody loves them, and I said,
Yeah.
I don't know that I love them.
You can love them, but there are things I love that aren't my go-to.
Okay.
I love apple pie, but it's not my go-to. My go-to is fucking a Reese's Pieces
I
Sundae.
don't know if I've ever said like, oh, I love that. Man, I mean, Cool Ranch Doritos.
You might have that. Might be your go-to. Everybody's got one.
That's a great chip.
Remember how good? Did you like Funyuns? I loved Funyuns. That was another one. Funyuns.
Dude, that's one of the go-tos around here when Brian decides to get snacks. he
Everybody's
always
got a
gets
go-to. That's my point. It's different for everybody.
Funyuns are outstanding.
Sour cream and onion potato, or the
Salt and vinegar.
Yeah, so, I mean all that shit.
Sour cream and onion with some French onion dip. is
And every now and
outstanding.
then, Cheetos.
Oh.
Every now and then, I get
Cheetos
this.
are so good.
They really are.
You
And
just know how bad they
and
are.
everything about them is
You know
bad.
how bad they are.
There isn't one
Like a
good.
bunch of little fried abortions.
There isn't one good ingredient in a
It's like
fucking
cheese
Cheeto.
puffs. Remember when me and Becky were calling
Yeah.
the cheese puffs
Yeah.
abortions?
Yes, I do. Still funny.
That's what they are.
No.
It's like you're eating little mini abortions.
Yeah, and
Okay,
there's
I hope
nothing
I didn't
good.
offend
There's
anybody watching.
there's nothing good in the fucking thing, but it tastes delicious, and it just puts us to be like, oh my god, and you eat the whole fucking bag.
I guess me making a joke about cheese puffs being little abortions probably lets everyone know I'm pro-abortion.
I think you're allowed to believe
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's not against the law. You can believe that.
All right.
I think we'll allow it. Judges? Yeah, fuck you.
We'll allow it.
We'll allow it. I'll make a judgment call here. Okay. Pro-choice. There you go. Okay. Not my decision, yours. Good luck to you. All right. The bottom line is.
Cheese puffs are bad for you.
I'm saying everybody's got a go-to, and 9 times out of 10, it's bad. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to be able. Yeah, my go-to is cauliflower. No, it's not. Do I like it? Yeah.
I want to get to that point where like I really enjoy like grilled chicken, which I do.
You like grilled chicken. You always talk about it. You do it a lot for someone who doesn't like it.
I do, but I'm saying like, but I don't go.
Well, this is the thing about this.
gonna
This is
tear
the thing
the
about
pants off
that
that grilled
again
chicken.
because you were smoking. I always tell people the first part of that program is 9 to 11 days because your taste buds have to change. And once that happens, you stop craving those things, and you can kind of pick what you want. I didn't understand that till I went through it, because I didn't believe it either. And then one day I didn't crave Reese's Pieces anymore, which I used to keep in my glove compartment in a jar. And I ran out. I'd buy a new one, a bag rather, and then Cape Cod. Those were and I don't crave them anymore.
No, but I mean I've experienced that because I've lost weight in sporadic bursts.
Yeah, but you didn't lose your craving for something. You just forced yourself not to do it. You were disciplined.
No, but when you do that over an extended period of time, you've lost it.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
Like back in college.
But you don't think about it.
I dropped mad weight. I was running like 7 miles a day.
Yeah.
But at that point, once I got down, I was like 185.
Yeah.
I would like eat a half gallon of pistachio ice cream and then go run like 7 to 10 miles to work it off. I was like, well, I'm down to a good weight, so now I can eat whatever I want as long as I just go kill it right away.
Yeah, but you could do that when you were younger.
Yeah,
you
now
get
I can't.
older now. It's like
I can't run. Walking hurts my feet.
Yeah. So, but again, that's called mileage. You know, when you're 20, you don't have the same mileage on your legs as you do when you're 40, your feet and such. So, this happens to everybody. We got to find that happy medium where we can do it.
On a positive note, 2023,
23. Yep. So
honesty
honesty
and healthy.
There you go. I love that.
Honest and healthy.
What's
too.
better? Honesty and health. There you go. Boom. Right there. There's your New Year's from
be honest
the
and let's
redoubtable one.
Let's be more honest. Let's be more healthy.
Absolutely. And let's have some empathy, ladies and gentlemen, because it's okay to care about someone you've never met.
That's true.
Okay? And
Let's
it's
just make sure it's real empathy.
Yes, not agenda-driven.
Not agenda driven.
Not because that's not empathy. That's agenda. Okay?
agenda.
That's agenda. So anyway.
It's called manipulation, folks.
Yes, exactly. So anyway.
Manipulation.
So, which leads us to our superlatives. Now we talked about this a little bit off the air. Now we started in fair. We started like in the middle of the summer. So we kind of missed some shit. But from the time we've been on the air, which was was it mid-July? Mid to late July we start, or early August we started.
It
I think it was
early July.
It was early July. But I think was it just after the 4th?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So anyway.
But a lot of those weren't recorded with Mike.
That's true.
Remember, like the first month was no Mike.
Yeah, then I finally grew a brain. And we were so fucking loud we'd get away with it. But anyway, especially this asshole. The Joey is a bunch of assholes this side of the nut house. Anyway, the bottom line is...
Do I still... I haven't listened in a while. Am I still quiet on the mic?
No.
Because I feel like...
You're fine.
Sometimes I tail off.
You tail off when you get disinterested in the topic.
No, I mean, sometimes even if I'm interested... The way my cadence of my speech is, with the throat issues I have, I can't always project, and my voice actually tails off. Like I'll go real quiet towards the end of some sentences. I'm
not saying it hasn't happened, but I haven't noticed it. Not in quite a while.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say you've tailed off. No. And I'm not saying you ever did. I mean, you would know that better than I would.
No, I remember there would be times I would listen and be like, man, I can't even hear what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, all the audios have been fine. I've heard everything you've said. So no, but
I'm never disinterested, RJ. I'm interested in all sports.
Even you don't believe that. So we started in July, thereabouts. Anyway, so, all right, give me your top 3 this year, moments.
Top 3 moments of the year?
For sports. I mean, you know what? You can include other things for you if it's of significance. It doesn't have to be sports related. But give me 3. In the time we've been on since July. Give me 3 of them. It could be something significant that happened that you didn't see coming or something
sports-related significance.
Yeah.
Oh, God. This is tough.
Well, I think number 1 would have been the Mets, wouldn't it?
I mean, for me.
Yeah, well, I'm saying for you. What was it for you? I don't care about fuck everybody else. Fuck you. I'm asking, I want to know what my buddy thinks. I can't.
Does it have to be a good moment? Or
no, it could be just an impactful, negative, or
I mean, so the disappointment with the Mets losing.
Okay. I would totally understand
in the wild
that.
card round.
Yeah.
And really, the Mets losing to the Braves the weekend before that. And
when you kind of saw this coming.
Yeah. They lost the division, and then they got beat.
Yeah.
The rest of the baseball playoffs were good, but they weren't like my, I'm not like, I will remember that for the rest of my life. Even though they were good games.
That first round, though, was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome.
That was an awesome
There was some pretty awesome shit going on in that first round. I got to tell you that. And we said this before. We thought because this is the first time Major League Baseball did it, that we thought they nailed it. And they did.
I mean, the Phillies jumping on the Braves the way they did.
Yeah, there was some amazing
although
shit.
That was the second round.
Seattle was a nice story.
Yeah.
Cleveland. I mean, there was some really cool shit going on that we thought could happen. And the best part is it actually did happen.
Yeah.
Now,
it was an entertaining baseball.
Yeah. Now the Mets not getting there puts a damper on that for him, and it should.
It deflated me. And even as deflating as that was, I still enjoyed.
Yeah.
When the Phillies, man, when they hit that barrage on the Braves
in
Philadelphia,
that was something.
And the crowd was going nuts. Like I can't stand the Phillies, and I was like rooting for them. Like
because you see a great
beat them down.
Yeah, a moment when you see when the Jays had that runoff against the Yankees there, whoever it was, that was an amazing. Or it was the Mariners against the Jays. When the Jays were up like 7-1, and the Mariners came roaring back. That was fucking ridiculous. I mean, there's some ridiculous shit going on. And it lived up to its hype.
But then the Astros did that to the Mariners, didn't they?
I think they did. Yes, they did.
There was no game they came back.
The Astros. Yeah, the Mariners had them.
Hit the walk-off.
Yeah, and the Astros came back. Yeah, there was a lot of this shit going on. Yeah. And I'm just saying, it made for in my lifetime probably the most exciting. And my team wasn't even in it.
It's a great play.
If the Red Sox were in it, oh my God, I wish they were, but they're not because their owner's a dipshit or has become one.
Okay. So that was probably
number
big
one
moment.
Okay.
Second, I'm gonna go with. Okay, so these are my personal big moments.
That's what I'm asking. What are your personal big moments?
So I think week 1 of the NFL football season, when Brian Daboll goes for 2 and they beat the Titans.
That's a good one.
That was a pretty good.
That's a good one. And I hate the Giants, but that was you know what? Fuck you. Because I predicted they were going to beat Tennessee, so that made me look like a fucking Nostradamus, which I'm not. But the thing about it was Daboll was always that kind of guy in New England.
Yeah.
He was a fuck it, and he wasn't one of
Yeah.
And so I wasn't.
He yelled at Danny Jones for throwing a pick in the end zone.
And then but he coached him up.
Yeah.
He coached him up.
And then Danny and Saquon brought him back.
Yeah.
And
on the road.
On the road.
Against the playoff team last year.
2-point conversion with under a minute to go, I think it was.
And it set the tone for the season.
It did.
Because here they are.
Yeah.
Because if they win one fucking game at home, they're in the fucking playoffs where no one.
Yep.
I said they'd be more competitive. I didn't think they'd make the playoffs.
Yeah.
No one thought they were going to do this. I did say, though, correctly on the show that Saquon, and the prediction show that Saquon Barkley was going to be healthy. I called that one. I will take credit for that. That doesn't mean I thought they were going to the playoffs. No, I said he was due. He'd been injured for 3 straight fucking years. He hadn't been healthy yet. Yeah. And I said to you, at some point, the motherfucker has to have one healthy season. And if he does, look out. And
good for him.
Good for him because he didn't. See, I thought because it was a contract, I'm like, if he's ever going to do it, it's going to be now. Because he has to do it now, or he's going to be relegated to B-level status.
Yeah.
This is about money, okay? When money's on the table, when your bottom line, isn't that right? Then you sack up. If you have any nuts to sack up, which Saquon does, he's a stud, okay, this is what you see, and he did it. And so I predicted that right. Again, I didn't think they'd be sitting here. If they win one game, they're in the playoffs. I thought tops they might win 8 games. They're at 8 now. They win 9. Now, here's the thing, that tie, which doesn't hurt them, but they should have won that game. They should have 10 wins. So I thought 8 was the ceiling, but I thought 7 was more likely, which again, they're competitive, but they kind of fall apart. No, they've gone the other way. So,
and in that division, that's tough because you play the Cowboys
they're also
twice.
And I said this. I said that I was half right on this. I said the division would be better, but I thought, and we both thought incorrectly, that the AFC West was going to be Murderer's Row. Turned out Murderer's Row was the NFC East.
Yep. And for most of the season, the AFC East.
It's still, but they're all falling off at the bottom.
The Dolphins are falling off.
The weird thing is that, and I partially, if this ended today, it would be the Dolphins, the Patriots, or the Jets. But in 2 weeks, it could be the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they could all be out.
That's crazy.
Which would be fucking hysterical.
Nuts.
And given Tua
Tagovailoa, Steelers are not.
No, but you know what? They didn't mail it in. They keep fighting. To their credit, they keep fighting.
With a rookie quarterback.
They're fighting.
With a rookie quarterback and a rookie receiver.
Mike Tomlin needs
They traded Claypool.
Mike Tomlin needs to be credited here with a fabulous coach. You saw this team after week 5. They were dead in the water. This season was over. Now look where they are right now. Yeah. That dude can coach. Yeah. Mike Tomlin can flat out fucking coach. Yeah. And he's doing it with different pieces. And meanwhile, Bill fucking Belichick, the so-called fucking genius up there, is hiring Matt Patricia and Joe Judge. Give me a fucking, talk about ego run amok. Unfucking real. Just fucking stupid. Shut your fucking ego off, asshole. Look what you're doing. You're destroying Mac Jones. You have people wearing Bailey Zippy Zappy Zoopy jerseys in my face because you're such a fuck up as a fucking coach.
All right, leave him out of it. These
I'm sorry.
Jesus. Anything can just tangent right.
This is our tangent segment, ladies and gentlemen. All right, sorry. So that was 2.
So that was 2.
What's the third? I'm sorry.
So I think the third's got to be what's gone on in the baseball offseason with the Mets.
I was going to say.
I mean.
Wow.
Win 101 games and be utterly disappointed.
I think it's fair to say, Tom, this man was as pissed as you were. I think it's fair to say.
That's what I love about it.
I think he did. If you had the money, this is what I thought he would have done.
This man is a fan.
That is reassuring.
He is a fan.
That is reassuring. This is why I said this is a problem I would kill to have. Yes. This guy looked at this and went, "What the fuck? Oh no, no! Give me that fucking pet. Give me that fucking pet. What do you want? What do you want?"
So here's the thing about the Mets.
Oh, awesome.
And I can't remember if we've talked about this or not. But here's the thing about the Mets you got enough?
Yeah, I can have a Diet Pepsi.
No.
No, you haven't. I want the Diet Pepsi.
Give me a Diet Pepsi.
You sure?
Yes. All right. I'm not going to take that gold.
I'm not going to get. I got to get more tomorrow anyway.
Do you have any liquor?
Yeah, I'm sitting on a bar, Tom. Take a wild guess what's underneath me.
Well, can I mix something in here?
Of course you can. But wait, give me your. So there was the Mets. So let's finish.
There was the Mets spending.
The spending spree. Okay. Did you know? First of all, did you realize what happened?
What do you mean?
Forget the money for a second. On the day the Yankees signed Aaron Judge, the league MVP, and then they announced him captain, which was supposed to be this motherfucker's owner went and put Aaron Judge on the back page. He literally goes, "No, fuck him." Just like, oh my God. Now, again, I have no love for the Nets, but anyone who sticks it to the Yankees.
Which signing is this? Are you talking?
This was on the day.
The Correa? Or are you talking about?
Yeah. They went, and they were supposed to go to San Francisco, and they jumped and they stole him. They literally, and they're going to have the highest payroll in the history of the North American sports.
But see, now we're not sure if that's happening.
But the bottom line is they stole the Yankees headline.
Yeah.
That was the best part about it. The Yankees are all sitting there and like, where's half the press? Oh, you know what the Mets did? And every baseball analyst, by the way, was beaming, going, "Oh
that might have
man!"
been when they signed the Japanese pitcher.
Whatever it was, this happened on the day they officially announced Joe Judge as the captain.
Cool.
They stole.
Joe Judge.
But it was Aaron Judge. They stole Aaron Judge's. They stole the Yankees headline.
Yeah.
That's never fucking happened before. Do you understand? This has never fucking happened before.
You know what's crazy?
Oh my god! I was like, how did I thought he'd be dancing naked with a fucking. Oh my god!
Dude, you know what's crazy?
What?
So Scott Boras was in Yankee Stadium answering questions about his clients that were signing with the
This
Mets.
is what I'm talking about.
That's nuts.
Literally in the Yankee fucking press conference.
They're in Yankee Stadium saying,
Do you have any?
So what's going on here?
Do you have any idea of the significance of this?
Yeah, no, it's big.
I'll tell you right now, this guy almost got Steinbrenner out of the grave with this move.
Yeah.
If there was rising from the dead, this would have been it.
They basically got Steinbrennered in Yankee Stadium.
Oh my God. And it was historic. And Aaron Judge is a great guy. I hate the Yankees. He's a class act. He got the whole thing. Just fucking nope. Nope.
Well, dude, here's why I really love it. And I feel like I've said this.
What?
But at the end of that season, when the Mets lost in the playoffs, it really felt like, damn. Like, we had a really good team, and now the closer's gone. DeGrom is gone.
You'd think
your number 3 and 4 are gone.
You'd think, oh my God, the sky is falling. And this
center fielder is gone.
And the owner goes, nah.
I said, no, they're not gone. We'll keep the center fielder. We'll keep the closer that had the best year in baseball.
Yeah.
We lost
Mr. Injury.
We lost DeGrom. Okay,
Mr.
Verlander, could we get you for a couple of years?
Yeah.
You'd like $43 million a year? Yeah, sure. Come on in. We lost Taiwan Walker. Shit. Okay. Excuse me, Jose Quintana. Would you mind signing with us? You had a 2.9 ERA last year for the Cardinals. Oh, and I think we're done now. Oh, just kidding. Chris Bassett, you're not coming back. So we'll get Kodai Senga from Japan at $15 million a year for 5 years.
You actually save money on this one.
Yeah.
I mean,
you save money, get a better pitcher.
This
and
guy.
Then you steal Carlos Correa
at the 11th hour.
From the Giants. Who already lost Judge. And it's like, I mean.
What this man did.
Yeah. The fact that he just flipped the whole thing around.
I got news for you.
He flipped
it. I'll tell you why this does work for me. Because every diehard baseball fan in Massachusetts, and there's a lot of them up there, knows exactly what the fuck happened, and they're going to hold John Henry accountable. Because they are. Let me trust me.
John Henry, what are you talking about?
The owner of the Red Sox. They're going to own him.
I thought we were talking about Steve.
I'm saying how I love what this did
he's doing.
Because what this does, this actually helps me because the real fans up there, because there's a lot of diehard Reds baseball fans in Mass, a ton of them, and they bleed Red Sox, and they're looking at this, what this guy did in a Yankees town, and they're looking at Henry. That's our primary rival. This motherfucker's doing that. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? You're letting Xander Bogaerts walk out. This motherfucker's just saying check, right with. What the fuck are you doing, asshole? You missed the playoffs. Yeah. This guy won 101 games and he's doing that.
Steve Cohen would have signed Devers and Bogaerts.
Yep, he would have if he could have. Yeah.
I mean, if he was in the Red Sox, those are two cornerstones.
If he was there, there's no fucking way. Dude, Mookie Betts is still there.
You got some rum?
Yeah, I got rum. Mookie Betts is still there if he's there. There's no way Mookie Betts is a Dodger right now. No fucking way. $10 million. No. He'll be like, 10? You know what? Fine, 20, but that's my final offer. That's what your guy would have done. All right? Not this fucking loser, okay? Let me see.
All right, so those are my 3.
Yes.
So I have the disappointment at the end of the Mets season.
Yep.
I have
keep going.
The Giants in week 1 going for 2 to get the win and setting the tone.
Yep. Keep
and
going.
Then I have
keep going.
The Mets off-season moves.
Yeah, I'd say you.
Those are my top 3.
I'd say you're in good. Where the hell's all the rum? Oh, is it in the house? It's in the house.
Well, what do you got that could go in this Pepsi?
Well, you can do vodka.
No vodka.
Yeah, little You can do a little Kiss caramel Smirnoff in there. Caramel might go good with. Oh, you have the Diet Pepsi. Wait,
You think so?
Okay, vodka
Maybe.
vodka goes with anything.
Caramel vodka, you think?
Yeah.
All right, come
I
on.
think it would work. Let me get you a cup. Do I have a cup in here? No.
I have a cup.
Oh, perfect. Here you go. Go to the cup. Take a little 2 shots or whatever. I say fill it a quarter up and then dose it. And I have more Diet Pepsi. You can double up. So anyway, while we're mixing drinks, my top 3 moments here of significance for me. I guess we'll start with the bad. That would be the finals, the Boston Celtics against Golden State. The title they gave away, literally 40 turnovers. Tom's probably hearing this in his sleep by now. 40 turnovers in games 5 and 6. That led to 49 points, 22 in game 5. And then just to prove they were really stupid, they doubled down and gave up 27 points in game 6. They were up 2-1. They lost the last 3 in a row, 2 of them on their own floor.
That was disappointing.
And Jason Tatum pulled a Houdini. He showed me that there was a Houdini, and he, in fact, did not die.
Tatum Houdini'd?
Tatum Houdini'd. He disappeared in that finals. He was awful.
But throughout the playoffs, he was really...
He was money until he got
right?
to the finals. And then he just, either he ran out of gas, which may have happened. He was in the Olympics the summer before. I don't know. He went toe-to-toe. He went toe-to-toe. To be fair, he went toe-to-toe with Durant, then Giannis, then Jimmy Butler. I mean, he went through heavyweights. He did. If we're being honest, he did. 2 of those first 2 guys were actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't speak too badly about Tatum.
No, but he felt. No one saw it coming. Sure. And Golden State didn't have the manpower to stop him. He more stopped himself. That's what was frustrating about it. Well,
when you think about the number of turnovers, if you cut
it
that
in half,
you probably win.
You win. Cut it in half. I mean, it's just I don't understand how Game 5 they were so historically
Golden
bad.
State's D is not
and
that
it's
good.
not that fucking good at all.
No.
It's not, and they're proving it this year because they're like 2-12 on the road, and they can't stop They can't stop a nosebleed. So the point is that was disappointing because Boston gave it away.
Right.
And Steph Curry played great, but if you take care of the ball, Steph Curry could have a great finals. He could still lose. Because trust me, he has before. So the bottom line
Steph
is
Curry
that,
hasn't had a lot of great finals.
well,
right?
he played out his tits on this one, but the bottom line is Tatum was nowhere near him, and he should have been because Tatum beat better competition to get there.
Well, that's
the reality of it.
But I'll tell you,
Steph didn't go through Giannis
No.
and Kevin Durant and Kyrie. He didn't go through any of these guys.
But see, because I don't watch the NBA that much anymore because the Knicks aren't relevant much.
They're in the play.
They're relevant now.
They're relevant now.
But like leading into the finals last year,
I thought you were a basketball fan, though.
I was a major basketball fan, but I need my team to be relevant for me to really be into an entire sport.
I see.
It's hard for me to
That's
care.
You. That's fine.
know?
Yep. So anyway, go on.
Because like when you care about your team and they're relevant, so many other games mean something to your team.
Yeah, because you're watching other teams that they might. Yeah, no,
you know
you're definitely more invested.
Right, and when your team is out of, you're just like, all right, this is entertaining.
I mean,
but going into the finals, you were talking about Boston being just as good as the Warriors, but I had that bias of like, nah, it's the Warriors. I wasn't watching that season.
Yeah,
and then to see them lose.
The way they lost
was like, oh wow, yeah. If they actually just clean some things up,
fundamental. This is high school. It is one thing to lose when your opponent imposes their will.
When they're better,
because that means they're better. It is another thing to lose like a JV high school team.
Right.
And I've coached JV high school basketball, so I know what I'm talking about. I've also coached college kids. I know when I say to you this thing was given away. It was given away. Those numbers are not lying or exaggerating anything. And it was him and it was Brown, the 2 best players. At least Brown, scoring-wise, he offset it because he scored. Jaylen Brown showed up, but he just didn't take care of the ball. Tatum didn't score enough.
Jaylen Brown was turning the ball.
They were both the 2 of them. When your 2 best players are doing that, you're not going to win. And that was the thing. And what I was saying is it should have happened sooner, but it didn't because the Milwaukee Bucks were missing Middleton and the Miami Heat were missing Tyler Hero, and both those series went to 7 games without them.
Yeah.
And what I was telling you before the series was if the Celtics lost, it was going to be because they were not going to learn from their mistakes, and Golden State had the firepower to take advantage of it, where the other 2 did not, due to injury. Yeah. So technically, the Celtics got lured into this, well, our talent will overcome that. Enough, Well, it will if your opponent's banged up, but what if they're healthy? Key the Golden State Warriors. Yeah. Okay? So my bottom line is, and I was proven right by that because it did happen. Yeah. So this year, that was number one. That
was 3, I thought.
No, that was number 1. Number two was the Patriots' decision to hire Joe Judge and Matt Patricia.
Really?
Because that essentially
Pivotal.
I was saying before this season started, it's on this show, it's on the Cape. This season is over. They're not making the playoffs, and it's going to be because of Matt Patricia, and here we are. And I'm telling you right now, this team lost 4 games off the top of my head. I know because of play calling, and they were in all 4 of those games that could have won them. And if they had, they wouldn't be.
What are those 4 games? You include Minnesota in there?
I include Minnesota, absolutely. I include fucking Miami down in Miami game 1. That was atrocious. The defense held them to 13 points. They lost, it was 13-7, and then this guy comes unprotected on a backside
Was there a
blitz.
defensive score in that game?
Yeah, that touchdown the Miami scored made it 20-7. That was the final score. The Patriots were in that game, and if Matt Patricia had a clue on how to fucking call anything, they'd have beat them.
The Raider game?
The Raider game, obviously. Again, we were talking about actually, you weren't there. We were talking about the desperation of what made Jacoby Myers feel like he had to make that play in that moment.
Well, that's Ramondre giving him the ball.
Yeah, but all he has to do is go down.
Right, but it was so ridiculous that Stevenson gave him the ball.
It was ridiculous that the play was called in the first place.
Okay, that too. So you have that.
You don't even put these guys in that position when you're playing for overtime.
But here's why I felt bad
That's
for Jacoby
coaching.
Myers, because there is no way in fucking hell that Ramondre Stevenson should have lateraled the ball to him.
That did not
and
make
I
him.
think, and look,
Yeah.
and he owned it. And they said,
He did own it.
Were you surprised when he gave you the ball? And he said, doesn't really matter if I was surprised.
Yeah.
I need to be smarter.
Yeah, but
He owned it.
But here's the thing. This was the question Ian and we talked about up north. What made him think in that moment he had to do this when the score was tied? He didn't have to do it.
No, this
he
is
didn't
why.
have to do it.
This is why I blame Stevenson more.
I blame the
because
coaches more.
That too, but
The coaches called the play.
When Stevenson does that lateral, I think it's so out of left field that Jacoby Myers goes, "Oh shit, we're in a lateral drill." Like it was.
But even in a lateral, if you have nothing, they say throw.
No. If you're lateraling, it's because you need those points.
But that's the point, Tom. They didn't need the points.
Exactly.
That's the coaching.
So when Stevenson,
why call the play?
When Stevenson, they didn't call a lateral play.
They called a dive play into the teeth of a defense that was
Stupid.
It was stupid.
Stupid.
You don't even put. Okay, your is this working?
Yeah.
Is it? No, I mean, is the
No,
power
maybe
is it
not.
charging? I'm looking for a charger signal there. Did I unplug
Maybe
the
it's
wrong
not.
thing? Well, I unplugged the wrong thing. Here's the.
Dude, but this is what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Can I plug this fucking heater in?
No, we're gonna blow the fuse again.
This is what I'm telling you.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
I think Ramondre Stevenson made such a mistake
Yes.
that it totally flipped Jacoby Myers' brain on upside down. And he was just like, oh my God, we must need to lateral. We must need to score. Like, it was so bizarre that he lateraled it
Yeah.
that Jacoby Myers completely lost sight of the situation. I think that's what happened.
So you're telling me that Ramondre Stevenson is not also entitled to that same thought process? Because at that point, well, for running the play, it's telling the players we're not giving up. We're going for it.
Okay, I accept that point.
That's what I'm saying. Because
But
I absolve both players on this. I blame.
I just felt bad that Jacoby Myers looked like
I'm saying
he took
this is the thing. And Mac Jones, to his credit, said it wasn't Jacoby Myers' fault.
Yeah.
That he was. Listen, the whole fucking season is on the coaching. Is on Bill Belichick.
And even before that, the fact that the defense allowed
that's Bill Belichick
them,
too.
Yeah,
this is the
allowed
whole
them to
thing.
come back and tie
they
it.
shut them down the whole game, and then all of a
Right.
sudden, are you kidding? No,
Yeah.
the bottom line is
It's bad.
this whole thing goes back to the decision. This is shit that didn't happen for 20 years.
Yeah.
Now it's happening every fucking week. It's every week it's like we should play some better. How are the Pats going to lose this Sunday? We should put a dartboard up there and let's see who picks what.
That is crazy to think that that's the state of the Patriots.
That's where they are. Because that play erased the butt fumble. It erased it.
It really did.
It literally erased it.
That's the
because
worst thing I've
it's
seen.
the worst thing I've ever seen in history, and every fucking announcer that might be the worst play in NFL history. Every fucking one of them have said this.
Did you hear?
Here's the thing, guys.
Did you hear the Patriots guy
Oh my god.
on the TV?
Yes,
Did you hear? Or it was radio? He goes,
No.
He goes, this has to be the dumbest team.
That was
I've
Scott
ever seen."
Zolak. This is the dumbest team
This
I've
has
ever
got to be the dumbest team I've ever seen. I mean, man, he was pissed. He was like, what the fuck?
And that is a reflection of the coach. Are we not still bashing Mike McCarthy for the sloppiness? The Cowboys are fifth in the NFL in penalties this year. Tell me this isn't going to be their undoing again. So if that you can bash one, you can bash the other. It's the same fucking thing.
That confuses me sometimes. Now, I mean, okay, so that first pick, not on him at all.
No, it wasn't. Nope.
Okay, he hit the guy right in between the numbers.
Yep, it wasn't on him.
And it popped up.
Yep, it wasn't on him.
That second pick was on him.
It was totally on him.
It was also a good play by the defense.
Yeah.
But, and then there were other plays too, wasn't there a fumble?
It happens, listen,
Dallas
I'm not comparing,
like
let's be clear about something here. The Dallas Cowboys are not going to lose in the playoffs because of Dak Prescott. I'll say that right now.
You sure?
Yes, I am, because honestly, I think that they're still undisciplined, and you can still run it right down their throat, and they can't do a damn thing about it. Okay? And the bottom line is, if you look at who they got to get over, both of those teams right now, because it's two of them. Right now, to me, it's Philly and San Fran. Both of those teams can run the ball right down their throat, and there's nothing Dallas can do about it.
Yeah.
Nothing. They have done nothing to address it. And I'm telling you right now, there's two problems there that don't involve Dak Prescott.
See, that's what annoys me
so,
about the Giants.
To me now,
why couldn't the Giants run the ball on them?
Because
there's no threat on
there's
the
no
outside.
threat on the outside.
Yeah.
If you can put 8 in the box, you can stop a running game. Yeah. We've seen it happened with Tennessee this year with Derrick Henry. How many times have we heard Derrick Henry's name this year? Because they got no weapons on the outside. Yeah. So the bottom line is that, but that's the point, is that the Patriots actually have the ability to do both these things, but they don't because their coaching staff is too stupid to figure out how to deploy. You have a defensive coordinator and a bad one trying to run offense for the first time ever.
And a bad, bad special teams coordinator.
And a bad special teams coordinator. How many
Judge was
the
special
Patriots,
teams, right?
He's the offensive line coach, which is the other problem.
But I mean, like he
came over. Yeah, and
right?
and they suck too. The Patriots have had 2 block punts this year. You know how many block punts they've had in the last 20?
God.
Okay. The defense, by the way,
the punt against them
the Raiders did, and the other
Raiders,
one, there was 2 of them.
They lost.
I'm telling you,
so
the Minnesota was the other one. Minnesota. The bottom line is, this is the thing: the coaching, the level of coaching on this team is killing the talent. They're 7-8 because of their talent, not because of their coaching. Okay, if they had no talent, they'd be 0-15 right now. So they have talent. They got 2 guys in the top 5 in quarterback sacks, Matt Judon and this kid Uche, who you talked about.
Yeah,
okay, listen to me. They've got a Pro Bowl caliber running back in Ramondre Stevenson. He's in top 10 in rushing.
Had a good year.
They have 2 tight ends they still fucking don't know how to use, and they've got a 4'2" burner on the outside that they're using for bubble screens. Talk about fucking stupidity, Tom.
I hate the bubble screen.
Yeah, and why are you didn't get this guy to, if you wanted that guy, go draft another Julian Edelman. Right. This guy is like a Randy Moss. He takes the top off the defense. They're running him in bubble screens.
All right, number 3.
That should be 2 and 3.
Let it go.
Okay, here's number 3. Positive one.
I thought for sure you were going to say them.
This guy got his 1,000th point as a Bruin. In his last year, they are off to a ridiculous 28-4-3 start. By far, the best start in Boston Bruins history.
Big expectations.
They weren't there at all. They were supposed to stink. Yeah, but this wasn't supposed to happen. That's why this is Awesome. This was Patrice came back for 1 more yard. He's going to go out and do the ceremony and all the walk off. And they were like, no. We're going to put this motherfucker on our shoulders. And by the way, he's got 30 points. Okay, and they've got 8 guys. 8 guys. Now here's, and I said this, so I don't know if you remember it, but I'm going to say it again. Colorado Avalanche last year, who ran roughshod through that league, had 8 guys that scored 50 points or more. They were the best offense I've ever seen. The Bruins right now have 8 guys on pace for 50 points. And they have a better goalie. This goalie's number 1 in the NHL. He's killing this kid. It's not Linus. It's Linus, by the way. I thought it was Linus. It's Linus. It's Linus Ullman. His name is Linus Ullman, but it looks like Linus from Charlie Brown. So I'm like, figure we got a goalie named Linus, and he's fucking shutting people down. Linus couldn't do that with his blanket, with Charlie, with Peppermint Patty. He couldn't shut anybody down. You saw that baseball team, historically bad. Anyway, you watched Charlie Brown, didn't you?
No.
You never watched A Boy Named Charlie Brown?
I mean, I know who Charlie Brown is.
If you want to see baseball follies 101, you need to watch A Boy Named Charlie Brown. You thought the Bad News Bears were bad? Whoo, baby.
Are we talking about Charlie Brown and Snoopy?
Yep. You never watched A Boy Named Charlie Brown? I feel so sorry.
Is that like
It's a cartoon. It's like a 1-hour movie. Oh. It's awesome. And
maybe
it's awesome. It's the fun, and the baseball scene.
I was never big into cartoons.
The baseball scene is the funniest. You are unbelievable. Fucking.
I didn't get into cartoons until they started.
I've got the one fucking guy on the planet that as a kid didn't like cartoons.
Saturday morning cartoons didn't really do it.
Where did they make you?
I mean, I kind of liked them, but
Oh my God.
I didn't start liking cartoons big time until like Pixar started throwing down Toy Story and shit like that.
Everybody the age of 40 and up, that includes him, by the way, knows the meaning of Saturday morning cartoons. And this is
After
the one.
these
This
messages,
is the
we'll
one
be
motherfucker.
right back.
Conjunction, Junction, Schoolhouse Rock. Oh, you this nah.
Yeah, I just didn't love it. I didn't love it.
I'm fucking. I get that guy.
Tiny Toons.
I get the one guy on the fucking planet who doesn't like Schoolhouse Rock.
I don't even remember it.
Man, you know what? I need some alcohol. Where's the fucking? I need some now too. Let me see it. I'm gonna pour right now.
Do it.
You're unbelievable.
You halfway down?
Anyway, the Boston.
Starting to get a headache.
The Boston Bruins start. Again, I don't know where they're going to finish, okay, but they are off to the greatest start in the history of this team, at least in my lifetime. And that would be 49 years on this earth. I have never seen this team. I've never heard of this team doing what they're doing right now. And that would include when Bobby Orr was in town. Okay, so that's where they are. That is thank God for them. You know, and the Celtics have turned around. But the Bruins came out. People thought the Celtics were going to be good. That's not a surprise. Okay, these guys weren't supposed to be good. They're supposed to be rebuilding. Oh, we're gonna have the victory lap, and he gets a little thing in every stadium and all that shit. No. They're coming for blood. Okay.
So that's kind of the beauty of basketball. Is that you had that disappointing end, but the start. We're already we're almost halfway through the season, and we're still in the same year.
Yeah.
So you were able to bounce back within the same year.
You can.
Yeah.
Which the Celtics did last year.
Which is nice.
Last year, the Celtics were literally at the All-Star break. They were talking about trading Brown and Tatum. And then they went on this tear. They went from the 8th seed to the 2 seed.
Yeah.
And they kicked everyone's ass. This wasn't a fluke. They ran people over.
No, but I mean, you had the disappointing loss in the finals. Which happened this year.
Yeah.
But because of how long the basketball season is, before the end of the year, now they've started and they look great.
They look great.
So you've got
the best record in the league. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's kind of nice. Okay, now.
So those are my three.
Now I'll ask you this. Now that we've given the recap, if you could get one thing, if you could have one thing happen from a sports perspective in 2023, and it's got to be realistic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be like, I want Tom Brady to come back to the Pats and win a Super Bowl.
That's not happening.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
In
2023, if you could have something that, that there's some likelihood it would happen, what would it be?
This coming year.
It could be about any of your teams.
It would be for Patrice Bergeron to win the Stanley Cup.
Okay.
Even more so than the Celtics. And I say that for one reason, because this is it for him. And just so you understand this, he is the all-time leader for Selke Award. That's the best two-way forward in hockey. Mm-hmm. He's won it 5 times. That's a record. He was a finalist 10 times. Also a record. He's been to the Stanley Cups 3 times, the finals. He got 1. The other 2, he was so banged up. One, he had a separated shoulder and a punctured lung, and the motherfucker tried to play.
His whole career?
Yeah, his whole career. He's got a Stanley Cup. He broke the 38-year curse, my curse, in 2011. He got that.
Is he getting ready to retire?
This is his last year. And if he gets 2, he gets as many as Bobby Orr. And Patrice Bergeron, I said this with Ian the other night, he is easily the most underrated athlete in the history of Boston sports. I said that then, I'll say it again. So those of you who saw it the other night, and there were a few of you actually, I said this, and I'm saying it again, so I meant it. Patrice Bergeron is easily, that's why his jersey is up there. Okay, and if he gets a second Stanley Cup, he becomes a Boston immortal. He's right there with Bobby Orr, and he deserves it. And even more, as much as I want the Celtics to win, don't get me wrong, or the Patriots to make some miracle run, which ain't gonna fucking happen. Okay, or John Henry to take his head out of his ass and start spending all this money that I know he has. The bottom line is, Patrice Bergeron this is an urgent thing because he's got one shot at this. That's it. It's over.
One shot.
One shot for immortality. And here's the best part about this. I think his teammates know it. Because Patrice is having a great year, by the way. He doesn't look like he could. He looks like a player of the year. He doesn't look like he's done. Okay, he's not limping to the finish line. Don't kid yourself. But it feels like the team. This is one thing I love about hockey players. They're still the most loyal motherfuckers on the planet in team sports. And this ain't the first time we've seen a hockey team do this for a player. Okay, so it looks like they know it, and they're playing every night. It's a different guy. They don't. Even if they lose,
I want you to be a hockey player.
Literally,
I am a hockey player.
There's like 30 of them in that Bruins locker room right now, like that, and they're playing for him. And that's the coolest thing about
Michael Ruggiani.
It's the play for United States of America. He just stares at him and goes, "That's all, gentlemen." They all drop and throw up. And he just walks off. And then the assistant coach, the light bulb goes off like, motherfucker. After he was like about to call the cops on him.
Dude, I appreciate that this is what you want to happen, but I can only allow you to talk about hockey for so long.
Oh, you can only allow me.
Dude,
Is that right?
Do you know how many viewers we've lost?
Oh, really?
Yes.
We never talk about hockey. How'd we lose them?
Because they heard it and they were like, what is that?
That's history, baby. All right. You give me. What's your 2023? What's now realistic?
I know.
What is the one? If you could pick anything,
you know what it is.
I think I know what it is.
It's a Mets World Series.
It's a Mets World Series.
And I think that's realistic at this point.
Dude, they're the favorite.
Yeah.
They're the favorite, and I love what this owner did. This owner put them on notice. This owner told that locker room,
Yeah. We're gonna fucking win.
You're not gonna turn around if you fail and blame this on me. I just basically emptied the checkbook. I don't want to fucking hear what you. He even went and got a player they didn't fucking really need because everybody's talented.
So now let me just say this: I understand that you cannot technically buy a championship. The pieces still have to come together.
They do.
The people have to play. They have to live up to their, expectations. However, you can certainly try to put your team in the best position possible, and he's done
this tenfold.
Right.
I can't think of.
It's possible. They can do it.
I would liken this to 2007 when Belichick finally took his head out of his ass and went and bought all these receivers for Brady. Because everybody was saying Brady could put up many numbers if he had the weapons. And no, he can't. Yes, he can. No, he can't.
Well,
and then he fucking
they also went out and got Seau.
Yep, they did.
Right?
He went everywhere.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that ball gluing itself to a helmet or Brady getting it, whatever. The Giants were good. They were very good that game was going to be close.
It took a miracle game.
It took a miracle game to beat him. But the bottom line is, Bill Belichick, they emptied the checkbook. And that's what this guy just did. And that, by the way, that was 16-0. And it came down to that. They lost on 18-0, and it came down. They were one play from immortality. And if Asante Samuel doesn't drop the fucking pick, none of that shit even happens. Mister, I got to get my money, that motherfucker. But anyway.
He went to the Eagles after that.
And the Eagles regretted that move forever because he didn't do shit for them. But the bottom line is
the Eagles were good, though.
They were good, but they won a Super Bowl contender with him. The bottom line is, yes, the Mets. Absolutely,
they can do it.
They can definitely do it. Listen, they better do it. They better do it because this guy has given them.
You also don't know what's going to happen with injuries. Like you just never.
No, that's the elephant in the room. But from a talent perspective,
they should have the depth.
Yeah, they should have. They should. This guy, God bless him. John Henry, are you watching, dickhead? This motherfucker said, "Nope, you are going to have every resource you need to do."
Yeah, he went off.
He left no stone. Is that fair to say? He left no stone unturned. None. So you
blitz all night. I don't want them to get another yard.
Oh, my God. He literally pulled Coach Yost. He did. He pulled the
coach. I mean, they're calling a penalty on everything. Petey, you want to be a star? I want to see star effort.
Then he walks. Forget him.
Forget about him.
He losers in the group. Let's get this out of the way now.
You want to be a star? I want to see a star effort.
Great line, by the way. He didn't yell at him. No. He goes, "You want to be a star? You got to give me a star." He didn't yell at him. No. Petey was just a wimp.
Well, no,
that was proof Petey was a mental midget right there.
So, and Denzel told him that earlier in the movie. He said, "You think you're helping them?"
Yep, you're coddling him.
He's like, especially.
He said you're crippling.
Yeah, and he was like, especially the young black men. Yeah. He might have said young black boys. I can't remember.
He said, "I'm the same mean cuss with Bert Tier." You don't hear me.
I don't see you come to the defense of Bert Tier. Who is it?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Yeah. No, he was right.
Yeah.
He was dead right on that.
These boys are done playing football. The world is not going to be nice to them.
No, they are not. Yeah. And they weren't.
No.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's a great one. And
even though I've heard that's a bullshit movie, I still love it.
No, but that part of it is actually true.
I love that.
That part of it is true. What's bullshit is the relation that they took them a longer time.
Well, no, DJ was saying he knew somebody whose dad or whose uncle or grandpa was on that team, and they had segregated practices.
Yeah, it took them long. This didn't happen in training camp. When this they didn't.
Did it ever really happen? Even
I don't know.
Or did they just play together?
Well, whatever they did, they won a fucking state championship, and we're number 2 in the country.
That's true.
So whatever fucking happened, they made it work. Which right there, in and of itself, given those guys wanted to kill each other.
Yeah, but whether or not it's all real, like the end of that movie when they come out to the center of the field after they run the Statue of Liberty play, like your life depended on it.
Yeah.
Remember when he says that to him?
Life depended
like your life depended on it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they go out to the center of the field, and Yotes says to Boone, he goes, what did he say?
He said, I know football.
No football.
You were the
what
right
you did
man
with those
for the
boys.
You were the right man for the job.
You were the right man for the job.
Yeah.
And then Denzel says, "You're a Hall of Famer in my book."
Yeah.
Because remember those fucking
those
assholes
racist
took it out-
motherfuckers who took it from
They
him.
said-
And the daughter goes, you know what? Fuck them.
Exactly.
That was when the world fell in love with Hayden Panettiere, by the way. When she goes, you know what? Let's fucking kill these motherfuckers. She was great.
She was like, I wanted that Hall of Fame. She goes, but I don't want to be part of those rednecks.
No, she
What did
called them out.
rednecks.
Plain old jealousy. It's like Cain and Abel. Fuck them. Fuck them, Dad. Fuck them. It's like the greatest motivational speech by a kid at all time. Let's fucking kick their ass and stay coach. And then she would throw these temper tantrums on this. Oh, she was fucking great. She was like that girl.
Well, remember
she was crazy.
when,
She was crazy. Oh, she was awesome. She was perfect.
When Yotes put Petey in for Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
And he's
Getting
like,
beat like he stole something.
Yotes, you better not take my boy out. He's like, no, he's getting beat like he stole something.
Oh, she was great. Stay out of it, girl.
I'm just saying, that's all.
That's all.
He's getting beat.
Your boy sucks.
Yeah, he's getting his ass beat.
His ass
I remember in the final when he goes up to the coach. He
Yeah.
goes, I didn't ride the bench all year
Yeah.
to lose the game because I can't cover this guy.
Yep. He's right. And then that kid showed that was a great moment. Yeah. Hey, look, I don't care if it was real or not. The message is real. The message, all the messages in that movie are real. That's the one thing you can't dispute. So,
Dude, but God, Denzel in that movie was so good.
oh, he was amazing.
And remember
He was
when?
amazing. They were all.
Remember when Yost got upset with him?
Yeah, about
Because
the brick
press conference.
the press conference because they threw the brick
And
to
he's
his
like-
window.
He's like, let's not. He talked about some sins.
Yeah.
And Denzel goes,
Yeah.
"My
When your sins, they become mine.
Yeah, he goes,
And he goes,
my sins.
My sins. Really?
Really?
My sins. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I love the rebuttal on that. He's
Oh,
like,
man,
really?
he was so
Why don't you
good.
come spend a week down in my neighborhood
Exactly.
and we'll talk about my
Like,
sins?
I'm sorry if your daughter had to experience some of what my daughter goes through.
Yeah, every day.
Right.
Every fucking day. Welcome to my life, you.
Yeah.
It's like,
My sins.
my sins. I give him credit because he should have blown up at him for that. He just
Right.
like
and he
really?
just fucking said his
Yeah,
ass
the way he
straight.
said it,
Like,
that was like the coolest. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the fucking
exactly.
movie. And then the best
And
part
Yost,
about
and
it,
Yost knew it too because he was
Yeah.
kind of like,
yeah, he kind of was like, he didn't blow. He could have blown up at him
Yeah.
for that. Like, what?
But
What the
he-
fuck
but he
you
got
talking
through
about?
to him and he's
There's a
kinda
bunch of
like-
white people throwing those rocks through my window, asshole, not brothers. Like, give me a break.
and it's
I mean,
not because of what I'm doing.
exactly.
It's because they fucking hate
They
me.
hate me.
Right.
They hate me that I'm having success.
Right.
And that's the worst part about it. Yeah, no, there's a lot. This is the thing. For all the fake shit that went on in that movie, there's not one fake message in that movie. That's the fucking truth. And DJ, I'll tell you and your father that. There's not one fucking fake message. And every message in that movie was poignant.
Dude,
And significant as hell.
Yo, when Bertier goes, I kind of like discussing this movie. When Bertier goes to Julius.
Yeah.
What was Julius's last name?
It was Julius. What was that? Oh my God. I don't know his name.
Julius.
They kept calling him Big Julius, but he had a full name. What the hell was it?
Damn it, I can't remember.
Gary Bertier, Julius.
Gary Bertier.
I can't remember his fucking name.
Shit, but like
The dad came up to him at the beginning of the movie and said his name, and I introduced him like he's right here, and the fucking dude's huge. Just like, my boy! And he's hitting like on the mid back, and his shoulders like.
But do you remember
Big Jules.
when him and Bertier meet, and he's like, all right, let's get this over with. And he's like, and Bertier's like, man, that's the thing with you.
Yeah.
And he's like, starts telling him what's wrong with him. He's like, you got all this talent, but you don't try worth a lick or something like
You
that.
can't run over me. Every time you leave somebody out to me in particular.
And he's like,
And then he goes,
he's like, you think your white teammates block for Rev?
Yeah. Nobody plays.
Nobody
plays.
Yeah.
And then Bertier at the next practice goes right at his boy when he blows the ball. That was the best. He got right.
So first
that
he's
was
like, nobody
awesome.
plays. And he
Yeah.
goes, see that? It's a bad attitude.
Yep.
And he goes, attitude reflect leadership.
Captain. And he went,
Captain.
Captain.
Yeah.
And he dropped it on him. And then Bertier, because
that's-
this is the good thing about Bertier. Bertier actually had a brain.
He had a good heart.
He had a heart. His heart was in the
good
brain.
heart,
He just was afraid. He admits later, I was
he
afraid of
didn't
him.
realize
He didn't realize.
the whole racism aspect.
No, he didn't
of it.
understand it because how could he?
He was a dumb white guy.
Well, yeah. So, but the bottom line is he had a heart and he listened to the man.
Right.
And he knew what was going on because he even says it to him at the cafeteria. If you don't block, you're not going to start me. He's like, I'm just going to bide my time. He knew. So he knew Julius wasn't lying. So he's like, all right, I need to do something about this.
Bertier should have gotten that kid off the team earlier.
Well, at least he did.
He did it.
He did
but
it.
It cost Rev the season.
No, it didn't. Red came back on the last play and scored a game-winning touchdown.
That's true.
Talking about
And it also opened up the door for Sunshine.
who, by the way, went and played Division I football. Yeah, he was no fucking slouch either.
Yeah.
That team was loaded.
What was that, Ray?
Yeah.
You call that blocking?
Oh, dude, he got right in his mug. And it was funny because both coaches were like,
He gets through again? I'm going to hit you so hard, you're going to need a new haircut.
Oh, and he headbutts him. Oh, yeah. He got all crazy at him.
Let's play, boys.
He got all crazy on him, and the whole
That's
fucking
when
team was like,
the
holy
assistant
fuck.
coach goes,
Let's see what happens here.
yeah.
This is
And then
amazing.
that's when Julius comes around and fucking
Lights
drills.
up.
He drills
Son-
Rev or
he-
something.
No, it wasn't Rev. It was Petey.
It was Pete.
He oh my God, he had to pick him up because he fucking knocked him out. I was like, that's all right, Petey. You and they the left side, strong
Well,
side.
that's when Bertrand
That's
comes
what
up and
else-
goes, oh, that was some hit, Petey.
Yeah. Because you really stuck him, Campbell. It's Campbell.
Yeah,
Campbell.
Julius
Campbell.
Campbell.
You really stuck him, Campbell. He was like, yeah, I love it. And then he goes, left side. And then
He
Julius
hits
freezes
him, and he hits him, and he's
strong side.
left side. Strong.
Oh my God, that
That's
scene.
when they solved racism.
Yeah, that's when the racism in the world ended, right?
It only took a couple weeks.
And all was right in the world. I was like, yeah. Anyway, obviously we enjoyed that movie.
Oh my God.
And if you haven't seen it yet,
Such a
you
good
had to beat your parents for locking you in the
Attitude
closet
of
forever.
leadership.
Or you need to see it, especially with the playoffs coming up here. We got football playoffs.
Denzel's so good in that movie.
Oh, yeah, he is. And
You're
they're
a Hall
all
of Famer, my brother.
everybody in that movie was good, by the way.
You know when Yotes goes up to the ref when they're cheating?
Oh yeah,
He's like,
before God.
I know what's going on.
Oh man,
And I am before God. I'll take down every last one of you.
every last one of you.
Even if it means I go down too.
Oh, he didn't care at that point. No, that was wonderful. That and that follow up, which was you remember forever the night they played the time. Oh, that was fucking.
Them remember.
That trumped every Rocky scene ever.
Dude, but just think about all that happened in that team. So I can't remember what the name of the ref was when he yelled out his name.
Oh
He
yeah.
was like, Harvey or whatever it was.
He yelled, Tim! Somebody
He walks
Harvey,
up.
Tim, whatever.
And
Whatever.
So
And
that
then,
happens. Then he yells at Petey because Petey's like, Coach, you know, they just keep calling penalties. Be a star. I want to see a star effort.
Yep.
Forget him. It was so quick.
Oh my God, he didn't even flinch.
I want you to blitz.
They don't gain. And the way he said it, I swear it was fucking foam.
great.
I don't want them to gain another yard. You blitz. And then take the camera off because it's starting to grow fangs and everything. You blitz all night.
And then,
They
like,
cross that line of
and then you
scrimmage and
just
take
see,
care of
like,
an ass.
guys,
What do
like,
you-
flying
Oh
in
my
the air.
God. Yeah, all of a sudden it becomes fucking. This guy's Bertier runs to the coach with blood on it. Just fucking like, oh, that was fucking beautiful. They were just like,
and then remember in the final game at halftime, Yotes comes in. He's like, "Boys, I think I learned more from you than you've learned from me, or something like that." And he's like, "You taught me how to trust the soul of a man, not the look of a man." Herman, I sure could use some help. Ed Franklin's kicking my ass.
Ed Henry.
Or whatever his name is. Yo,
Ed Franklin's kicking my ass.
then-
Well, him too.
But then remember Denzel.
What you mean,
comes
Harvey?
in, He's like, Sunshine, Petey.
Oh, yeah.
You're both playing both sides.
Yeah, it's like
you know.
Iron Man football. It's like, what the fuck? My best athletes are over here. Get out there.
Right. And then,
Oh my God, that's
love
funny.
that movie.
Oh,
But it's so
yeah.
funny, like when that game starts, the final game, and you hear somebody go, I think it's the assistant coach.
Yeah.
Who's Boone's assistant?
Not Yost, but the other guy.
The black assistant.
He's good too.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
He's hilarious. in this,
He said, and he goes, "Who do they?" He goes, "Shotgun formation." Who do they think they are? New York Jets.
Yeah, like
And I was
Joe Namath.
Jets. What?
Joe Namath. That was Joe Willie.
I know.
Joe Willie.
But like,
yeah.
you know, when you don't think of the Jets now as like high flying offense. So
No,
it's
but at the
funny.
time, Joe Namath was that. He was Joe Burrow.
Right.
He was Joe Burrow now. If you want to
But
think
when
he
that
really was.
movie came out,
Yeah.
the Jets were not that. That
No,
was
the
funny
Jets
to hear.
were not anything.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
they're not. No, but I
It was
mean,
just funny.
yeah. But anyway, no, that movie, every line in that movie or every message is for real.
Like Petey,
So
he
you
didn't
can-
know.
I don't care how.
He didn't know.
If that movie, if there
He
wasn't,
don't want to know.
he don't want to know. And he goes, Blue, he don't want to know. He's all crying.
It's like, man, this man's acting crazy.
Oh, silly. But not true. But anyway, the bottom line is, I don't care how much of that movie wasn't real.
You think we something?
Yeah. Man, we ain't nothing.
We ain't nothing, y'all.
Oh yeah. Blue was awesome.
Blue was great.
Blue was great.
There were so many good characters.
I'm saying that I don't know who was
Rev.
who was the dud in that movie. Was there even a bad? Was there a bad guy performance in that movie? I don't think there was. So for a movie that was largely fake, DJ, it had a lot of cool shit.
I hated Ray.
Everybody hated Ray.
But I mean, he was a good character. Like,
no, he made you hate him.
Made you hate him.
That's how you know he was good. You really hated him. You were
was a
like,
real
yeah, that's
scumbag.
kind of. And the other assistant coach there who quit, the other white dude there,
that
piece of shit, he made you hate him too.
Remember when Yost gets something, he goes, Fred, why don't you just go now before you do something you're gonna regret? and he's like says some real racist shit before he leaves.
Yeah, he was a piece of shit too. Yeah. But the bottom line is, you hated him, so he did.
But remember when Yost goes out to eat with him at the diner, and he tells him something.
Always going along and getting along. Right. Some point,
like,
man.
Really,
at
Yost?
some point, a man's gonna take sides.
Yeah.
And like Yost is going, what the fuck?
He's like, well, I'm not on your side.
Not on your side, asshole. Fuck you. It's just like but the point is, I don't care how much of that movie actually happened. Whether it was 100% fake, the messages in that movie were poignant. All of them. So. To me, yeah, check that movie out if you haven't checked it out 1,000 times. Because clearly we have. So,
yeah, I know. I can recite that movie.
So we're going to close this segment because if you look at the time, you're going to flip out. But anyway, you guys have a great new year. We're going to be having a bender up at the Kovac.
We shouldn't be up this late.
No, there isn't. Shut up.
Why's your watch always talking shit?
I don't know how, even my watch talks shit. That should tell you all you know about me. His watch talks shit, for Christ's sake. That means he's a madman. Anyway, the bottom line is, you guys have a very happy, safe, and wonderful, glorious, succulent New Year. We're going to be up there tomorrow night doing all of that and more. And we will talk to you again. NFL playoffs will be a lot of regular season, a lot of big games this weekend. Enjoy that.
We really didn't even talk about that.
No, we didn't. And college football playoffs tomorrow night.
Jeez.
Give me a quick prediction. Michigan or TCU?
Michigan.
Okay, and Georgia or Ohio State?
Georgia.
All right. I'm going to go with Georgia, but I'm going to predict TCU is going to upset Michigan.
Really?
Yeah. I got to pick one upset. I got to be a little dangerous. Michigan is the better team on paper. I don't disagree.
I'd rather pick Ohio State.
Yeah. I understand. For Creekmore. Yeah. Good luck tomorrow. We might have to have Creekmore. He might be on suicide watch tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
We have a diehard Buckeye. We have a diehard Buckeye fan tomorrow, and it's right in the middle of the party this game is on. He's going to be glued to that TV.
I hope it doesn't hurt him too much. He's going to have to deal with that through the party.
But I'll tell you right now, what if Ohio State pulled that off?
That'd be outstanding. That'd be amazing.
That would be pretty cool.
And then you get to see Ohio State, hopefully Michigan.
Well, you know what? An Ohio State-Michigan rematch might be awesome. Yeah. Just saying. If that does happen.
I think Ohio State can make some adjustments.
Well, they got the best quarterback in this thing, and they got that receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr., is a stud. But remember this name.
Michigan ran all
Remember
over.
this name. Jalen Brown. He is the defensive tackle for Georgia. That's the best defense I've seen in a long time.
I saw them showing video.
Dude, that dude they're saying he's Aaron Donald 2.0, and he looks like it.
He's built similarly.
He's 6'3", 320 pounds. He is one mean motherfucker. And he literally, the highlights they showed of him, oh my God. So
Dear God,
that man has hurtful intentions. Hurtful. So I would just say that watch him, and then see this is the matchup, the chess match between those two, and then Michigan has a problem with this quarterback, this dude for TCU, Desmond Howard, Michigan Hall of Heisman Trophy winner, is saying this is the problem. This is the one monkey wrench. That kid could screw this whole thing up because Michigan has not seen a quarterback like him all year. That's Desmond Howard talking. So he said, I think Michigan's going to win, but if they lose, this is going to be why. That kid, they have not seen a kid like him. He is the legit dual threat. He called him a right-handed Tim Tebow.
Okay.
And he was a Heisman runner-up.
Theismann?
So Heisman, whatever.
Theismann
or Heisman. Either one, he was a runner-up. Mm-hmm. So again, not to be taken lightly. So those are the games tomorrow night. Enjoy them. Have a happy New Year. We will catch you on the other side probably Monday or Tuesday when we've sobered up.
10 down.
Until then, remember, tight as a fucking tight.
Taut.
Tight.